So, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to this live webinar on help in COVID pandemic. HELP here is an acronym for Health Education for Large Populations. And this webinar is brought to you by Sharda University in association with WAF. We have with us the Dean of School of Dental Sciences, Dr. M. Siddharth, co-convener Dr. Monica Agarwal, and convener Dr. Monica Agarwal, and co-convener Dr. Rohit Sharma. Welcome to this webinar, sir and ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Paresh Masade. I'm your host for today. We basically help education institutions in international relations and work with more than about 1,000 institutions across India. So COVID has been very tough, and in tough times like COVID has presented, opportunity, like basically the importance of capacity building for institutions has been very important. And we have here with us very own alumnus of Sharda University from the first batch 2014 of School of Dental Sciences, Dr. Rahul Singh. Dr. Rahul is a resident doctor at a COVID-19 designated hospital, GIMS, Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Greater Noida. Dr. Rahul is a professional dentist. He's a PhD scholar. He's also the master in social. He also has a master in social work and is trained at oral cancer screening. He's also the founder director of Manavta Cancer Foundation, a doctor's organization for early screening of cancer. He's a recipient of NEDAR Award from Max Cancer Foundation for his contributions towards cancer screening, and also he received appreciation from faculty of Government of Mizoram, as faculty from Government of Mizoram, and for basically cancer awareness. And Dr. Rahul, welcome to this live webinar. We would like you to introduce a bit of yourself and then take over from here.
Thank you very much, Paresh. First of all, my warm regards to my dean, Dr. Siddharth. I have been his student, and we have been very fortunate. I guess I was the first batch, and sir has been since then. So my memory with Sharda, my memory with Sharda goes with sir, and he has been from day one. Like whenever I joined Sharda, from then sir has been there. And my regards to Monica ma'am for inviting me for this lecture. Thank you very much, ma'am. It is always honor to, and not honor,
it's a pleasure.
It is really a proud moment to come back to your own institute and share your experiences. My warm regards.
It's a pleasure for all of us to welcome you and have you here, and we are very proud of you. We are all very proud of you.
And of course, my regards to Rohit sir. He has been my immediate senior and a very good friend as well. So thank you everyone. And it is indeed a proud moment, and not just when I was in Sharda, even now where I'm working, whenever I say, I have come from Sharda, that the proud moment that we share with other colleagues who are working there at my institute. Probably 10-15 of them are from Sharda, and all of us we have a very mutual feeling that Sharda we actually endorse Sharda because everything within us is from Sharda. When we joined in as a student in 2009, we were probably 21, 22 years of age, and from then graduating, pursuing the professional career, somebody pursued their masters and so on. So the most important thing is I'll be talking about why we are here. Lockdown 4 is going on, and probably we see every here and there webinars happening. But my purpose of hosting this webinar was a bit different. I'll be talking about 4 different segments. We'll be dividing this entire webinar into 4 segments, where we'll be talking about why is this important, then my journey going into a quarantine. Yes, you heard it right. I went into government quarantine, and then after the results were negative, there's a lot of things happening. I'll be sharing that experience as well, and then working with a fully COVID designated hospital as a resident doctor, and I'm working there in the capacity of the control room in charge of the positive patients. So starting with the first thing, sir, you want to start, or do we have something else? Do we start it?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing that we see is public participation and myth about things. So we'll be talking about why do we need a webinar like this. My first slide, Bhavesh, can I go back to my slide?
Yeah, you can probably share the screen again.
Just a minute. And
Yeah, it's,
okay, so is it visible?
it's coming up just. Yeah, it's
Okay.
make it full screen.
Yeah, it is full screen now. I probably
Click.
guess, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay. So we will go to the very next moment of my journey, which of course I said I started my journey with Sharda in 2009 as the first batch. It has been really a very good memory. I have almost all the first-hand experiences, probably seeing the first vice chancellor, first chorus, all memorable memories. And then after my internship, I got this opportunity to work with my own faculty members. I joined as a tutor in the Department of Public Health. And after 2 years, I moved to the hospital as the dental officer. I there worked for around a half year or so. And then again, I came back to the dental school as the dental officer and patient care in charge. And then last October, I joined in as a Delhi-based firm working on oral cancer, cancer prevention, and on pollution as director CSR. I was working with them, and I worked with them for around 6 months. And the 6th of May, I joined in the Government Institute of Medical Sciences as a resident in Department of Dentistry. As all the OPDs are closed in the hospital, and it is a 100% COVID designated hospital, all the residents are posted into COVID. And I'm really fortunate enough that the responsibility that they have sort of put over me is to be in charge of the COVID positive ward. So it is the entire administration, patient care, and everything that I have to look up to them, right? So first of all, why is this corona so important? It is because it is taking up, it is a threat to life, number one. And then how do we understand it, that how big is the problem? So how big is the problem? This is the particular slide that I have taken from, this is the latest data from the WHO side. The WHO says that the confirmed cases till 24th May, 7 p.m. in the evening, when it was last updated, was 52,06,614 confirmed cases of COVID. That's a huge number. And then the total number of deaths is around, you can see, right? 3,37,736. And this is the comparison with the in different segments that is the problem. My concern of this particular webinar would be because everybody understands it is very, very, very dangerous. Everybody because we have a lot of information flowing in from all the possible sources, possible e-newspapers, media channels, institutions. Or when there's too much of information flow, it becomes a little tough to filter out what is the most important thing, right? This is the Indian scenario of corona as in today. Total number of active cases, 103. These are active cases as per the latest data, and the cured are around more than 57,000. Death is around 4,000 and still counting. About HELP. HELP is an initiative, or it is a program which clearly indicates it is a health education for larger population. That's an initiative. And before that, let me tell you about my experience of corona. Probably around 18th of April, I got to know I had helped somebody to get to a hospital in Ghaziabad. for their cancer surgery. And the patient was tested for COVID. He tested negative, and then he was admitted to the hospital. He got operated. His left hand was amputated, like the hand was removed. He had a sarcoma of the hand, a very rare cancer. And then on 18th, they got discharged. And then they called me up that it is lockdown. Can you please help us get to the particular hotel? The patient was known to me, and thus I did go and help them. The moment we started from the hospital and came to the particular place, the hotel, I received a call from the hospital saying that, what is your current location? Please tell me. I said, we are at XYZ place. They said, don't move, please stay there only. I said, what happened? They said, the patient is positive. And not just being a doctor, like, even just being a normal civilian, a normal people, this did not go into my head, like, what next? When you know that you have traveled with somebody and you just get to know that the person who you be sitting next to you is positive, how to react to it. And then what happened was, but that hospital was really good. They called us, they counseled us, don't need to panic, be there only. We are sending ambulances. They did send the ambulance, the positive, which was a confirmed positive. But yeah, there was a loophole that the sample had gone, but they did not, or somehow they did not wait for the result before the discharge. And then the patient was taken into a different ambulance. उनकी wife अलग ambulance में गई, और अगले दिन ये probably over the night, उस दिन मैं गाड़ी में सोया था, क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं था करना क्या था. Society जा नहीं सकते थे. Very next day we got to know that the wife is also positive. And this was a trauma. Like, what next? But I was very clear. I spoke to a few of my faculty members. They were like, did we really touch him? I said, yes. I in fact, I hold him very nicely, help him get in the car, and then help him get out of the car. So probably all the definition of contact was being fulfilled. I did hold him for more than 15-20 minutes. But one thing I must say here, I was wearing 2 masks. So one is the normal mask that we wear in dentistry, the 3-layer mask, and then an N95. The AC was on in the car. And then when I reported to the hospital, to the government hospital, they took the sample, and then they said, you directly have to go to the quarantine. You don't have the option of going back into place. I had 2 options of one going into a government, both were government quarantine. One was a free quarantine, one was a paid quarantine. I chose a paid quarantine. And then the samples were taken. I had to wait for probably 6 to 7 days for my result. It was the initial days. And all the 7 days, this is the most important part of the story where I want to focus. All the 7 days, I received multiple calls. Multiple calls from my loved ones. Day 1 was good. Day 2 was little better. But on day 3, I realized that everybody was calling me just to check whether I am positive or not, or what is my result status. Then I realized there was a lot of mental stress. I was not picking up the call. I knew that any XYZ or known friends of me calling, of course they were calling with the concern. But in the quarantine, you are packed into a room. Like you can move freely in the room, but you cannot go out of that area, because till the time results are not out, you don't know whether you're positive or negative. 7th day, I got the result that I am negative. It was a big relax, but I learned something that there's a lot of mental strength needed, and then we need people. We need people who can actually help you mentally. It is not just that a physical help is required. From there, I was asked to go for a home quarantine for another 7-8 days, because I had completed around 7 days. I completed my quarantine, and then there was a lot of things going to my head that I wanted to volunteer for this, but somehow I did not know that how to do it. And I spoke to a few friends of mine. We wanted, but most of the places we were seeing that there was a lot of fear as well. The PPE kits are not there. People, even in PPE kits, people are getting infected. Then there were too many things. If I go, will they tell me that you are a dentist? Come, we'll take you, or they will say no. For now, we don't need you. Maybe later we will be needing you. But all of a sudden, I thought of, okay, let me apply at 4-5 places. I applied voluntarily and said, because I have been into a quarantine, I actually wanted the list of the work if somebody gives me is at least let me talk to the patients so that I can counsel them. I can tell them, how to handle that mental stress, because I had been through that. I applied at 2-3 places. This particular place, Jim's, all of a sudden in the interview call came. I went, I gave the interview, and they selected me. And then all the residents, as they're working into different sections of COVID, I was initially posted in the control room to learn things initially. I guess it was 4th day, and I very clearly in my interview and post-interview, I said that I knew my skills. See, one should know what they know. I very clearly said I want to volunteer, and I had nothing in my mind whether I want to work for money or not. I just wanted to volunteer. I said, sir, I have got 3 skills. One is the concrete dentistry that I have learned for 5 years, and I have taught in Sharda University for 5 years. So these hardcore dental skills I have. I have my master's into social work, where I have done a lot of counseling. So counseling abilities I have. And then I'm also pursuing my PhD into management. So a bit of healthcare management is my experience. So these are 3 domains where I have a bit of experience. If at all in any capacity I can contribute, I'll be more than happy. And then he decided that, you get trained under chief medical superintendent. I got trained for 3-4 days, and then slowly. Now I am looking after the entire control room of the positive patients. From a very, very famous media house, we have around 20 patients from that media house. And then when I went there, I made it a point. I speak to every patient every day. I talk to them. I talk to them about everything, like is the bedsheet clean, or like did you had your medicine, or like this morning I knew that there was this fellow. I called him up, sir, happy Eid, and he was so delighted. Thank you very much. And then as things, I am accountable for certain things. I asked the mess people, can we make little sweet dishes for them, because it is Eid today, and we did not inform the patients. And then I guess before we started the lecture, I received a message from them, thank you, Jim, for taking care of us like family. Even on Eid, you're serving, you're making us feel like home. So I feel every one of us can contribute in one capacity or another. And there's a lot of scope, but we need to come forward. There are 2 options. One, somewhere people know that what to do, and there are certain conditions where people, they don't know what to do. Where people don't know what to do, probably I'll be trying to help them out. If at all somebody is really passionate, that, suppose that I am pursuing MBA and I want to help in pandemic, what should I do? I have the answer for it. One should not say that, no, I am not from healthcare. How can I contribute? I can just stay home. Yes, staying home is a contribution. But if at all, you need to brush up your skills. So probably in the introduction also they said, the need of the hour is to be multidisciplinary. The need of the hour is to get trained with skills that is required. Government of India has come up with too many training modules where they are very categorically they have defined that what section of student, what section of professionals require what sort of training. So once you go and do these trainings, which of the links I'll be sharing with you all, you can at least get yourself equipped with the capacity. We need to build up the capacity, and this pandemic is going to be bad. Nobody knows where this pandemic is going to go. Nobody has seen the end, or the pandemic is over. Nobody can say that. That particular training module includes final year MBBS students, includes dental students, includes students from management background, includes physiotherapy students, NCC cadets, NSS cadets, university faculties. So there's for everybody, there's a scope to get trained so that they can actually contribute. Human resource cannot be developed in a day or like this. So that is the area where I'll be focusing. That is part 1 of the experience that I have. Like I I just make sure that, those 10, 12, 13, 14 days, the patient whosoever stays at our hospital, we make them feel that, you are at the best possible place. Let me tell you one more very important, not compliment. I'm really proud that when I was in Sharda, I worked with my faculty members. The place where I am working right now, there also, my faculties, they inspire every day. And that is how a faculty should be. At a certain part of my life, I have also been a faculty. So we need to be more accountable for things. We need faculties who keep on inspiring throughout the life. That is how the relation goes. That is how I share my relation with my faculties at my dental school, even with Monica ma'am, Rohit sir, Siddharth, every faculty. It is the job of the faculty to inspire their students. I was talking to somebody in Mumbai this morning. They said, some faculties are sharing that they are cooking this XYZ. They are doing this in quarantine. I would rather want my faculties to do something that inspires the students. Write a good blog that they inspire or they inspire. So there is a lot of social accountability. There's a lot of community participation that is required to win this pandemic. That is one. The experience that I'm going to share is probably small things. Nobody knows the treatment, but of course, all the countries throughout the globe, they are experimenting with the medicine. The cocktail of medicines are working a lot. And people like from my hospital, there were 118 patients totally admitted and 72 of them got discharged. This number is still there for yesterday. And the discharge rate is almost around more than 60%. So we did not to get fear, that fear should not be there. People are recovering from corona. But yes, our duty is to stay away from it. Take the precautions so that we don't get infected. And yes, all those who get infected do not behave as if they have, we should not behave in a different way. That is how at our hospitals, we do not tell our patients as patients. We call them heroes. We have a group. I'll tell you how gyms works. The moment patient with a positive report or from the quarantine, like they get sample, they go to the quarantine. The moment we get the results, if at all they are negative or positive, if they are negative, they go back home for the home quarantine. If they are positive, they are brought back to the isolation centers. Even Sharda is one of the isolation centers, a COVID recognized isolation center, Sharda Hospital. I guess 2 days back, I was talking to Ajit sir. They have treated an 80-year-old lady. So we have immense potential. Likewise, I'm talking about this particular government setup. They're working so well. Yesterday, it was Sunday. For me, it is all day working, whether it is day or night. Whenever the patient receives the bed allotment, where they'll go for it. Yesterday, all of a sudden, a patient went into a medical emergency. She delivered a baby this morning, and we have delivered more than 28 babies in the last month, and all the mothers were positive, and all the children were negative. This is a very positive news. And then this lady who went through a medical emergency, I saw that faculty from medicine department, faculty from surgery department, faculty from gynae department, all the possible professors who were there at that moment, they wore the PPE in 5 minutes and they were inside. And then we junior doctors there, we were thinking, what next? Then after probably 30, 40 minutes, 2 of my faculty members who are senior doctors there, they came in, they said, we have stabilized the patient, but she needs an emergency OT. Then the medical superintendent of our hospital, she is the iron lady. She went out and she did a 3-hour-long surgery. And I remember she came in between and just to the husband, she said, I'm just trying my best. I'm just applying everything that I've learned. Just pray that, and I believe that I'll do whatever I know. After 2.5 hours at around 7 o'clock, the patient was stable. The surgery was life-saving. So when these sort of examples are there, by default, the juniors will get inspired. So that is one interesting thing. When I went, the second story that I want to tell was there was a lot of problems because see, different strata of patients are coming down to the hospital. Somebody from a very high background, somebody from a very normal background. somebody had taste issues, somebody did not like this vegetable or that. So I observed them for 3-4 days, and one fine day, what happened was, we asked them to make, with the permission of the physician, of course, and the mess department made some curry pakoda for them. And then we saw the response in the group. They were like, "Thank you, James. Thank you for taking care of us so nicely." So I told, we actually need to give that homely atmosphere till a possible limit. And that is how we need to behave like humans. We don't need to behave like robots or emotionless people, right? So as healthcare professionals, wherever we are, may not be that you are into a COVID hospital. If at all you are at a private clinic as well, emotions are important. You need to feel that the other individual is also important. So that is definitely the part 2 of the experience. And there are too many stories. Every day we work for around 12-13 hours, and I don't get tired. Look, I enjoy working there probably. The moment I come back home, it takes 5-7 minutes for me to sleep. But yeah, those faculties out there, they are from Sharda, and they keep inspiring. Not just me, the other doctors as well, junior doctors. They say, these people are wonderful people. Every day they are setting a different benchmark. So that is the respect for the faculties grows up. So I personally feel that faculties should keep on improving in such a way that they keep inspiring. This inspiring thing should go on. I was lucky enough to have those faculty. I'm really proud. So that is one section. And I'll be talking about this project HELP. HELP is a program where many institutions, like one of them is AIIMS. AIIMS has come up with a Connect program. This is the thing, teleconsultation. They all started. And anywhere in India, anybody at any point of time, any profession can call this particular number and ask anything. And the faculties at AIIMS are posted at this particular teleconsultation centers. So you don't need to spread that fear that corona is such a big thing. It is no doubt a big thing, but if at all you are alert, and that is possibly the best thing that you can do, staying alert. And we all professionals, faculties, students, and Sharda has such a young potential, such young and energetic crowd. I guess probably the universities should come up and focus on capacity building in pandemic. Probably, I guess, health education should be a compulsory part of education. Like probably an engineering friend of mine should know the basics of healthcare. So a lot of things need to be done, but for now, what is important and which we personally should do is capacity building. And for capacity building, we are providing this entire thing, and there is no charge involved into it. There's just one thing needed, your intentions. If you have the intentions to prepare yourself and be available for the help, we require people. We require professionals who can actually deliver. And it is not just like just being doctor you can deliver. A hospital setup requires too many things. They require good managers. They require good communicating people. There are too many departments. So I believe it is more of a community participation thing. And when the government itself has come out with so many guidelines that if at all you are a school students, what should be done, if at all, I'll be just sharing it. Okay. Just 1 minute. Where's the PDF? Okay, so this is the particular PDF that I want to show. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want all of you to see that this is all government-made portal. Government, see, there are a lot of apprehensions. Our duty is to get prepared for it. The second column is the role that the government wants you to play. The third column is the category of health professionals. Then, of course, the the last option is of the management. So I will just read out. Suppose somebody is a ANM, ASA worker, or Ayush doctor, NCC cadets, NSS volunteers. So there are too many options. Even ambulance drivers, gram panchayats, like RWAs, all like cities like Greater Noida, they all have RWA. What all role they can play, how they can get trained, and you see the third and the fourth column has video demonstration. So for everyone, we have got a video lecture so that you can train yourself and then you can be utilized whenever required. And there is social accountability. If you are the RWA president or you are a RWA member, it is your duty to take care of the residents in your society. But how will you do that? Over the WhatsApp forward messages? No. Unauthenticated, unverified messages should not be forwarded. It is also a social duty. You should only forward possible messages from the government authorities and be accountable for what you share. That is most important. So these are like, I remember Sharda has NSS. Sharda has too many clubs. Possibly Sharda is one of the best places to nurture all your possible skills. Not others, but I have myself experienced it. Be it was interdisciplinary, inter-school matches or inter-school communication, extracurricular activities. Everything helps you out. And let me proudly tell you today that every bit of the work that I am executing at this particular institute, I have learned from my own Sharda University. When I was taking care of my patient at the dental school, I was doing the same. Possibly here, I'm just going beyond the line. Just, because I am fortunate that I have got this opportunity to work in pandemic. There are many sitting back home and they have this answer, we don't know what to do, how can we do? Government is not, nobody is going to call you, man. You will have to be ready, you will have to get armed that yes, I have the skill and I can contribute in this capacity. That is most important. We all go to the second section of it and then we see what the second section is field supervision. This section requires experienced person. So these are PhD doctors, Ayush doctors, dental doctors, physiotherapists, ex-servicemen, veterinary doctors, all officers generally deployed as micro-observer during election, including teachers. Here I want to focus, including teachers. One should not say that, no, हम क्या कर सकते हैं? हम ही सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. We can do every possible thing. We need to have that intent. And possibly an institution like ours can do magic. When we have such young potential of crowd, so diverse, so many disciplines. And then we will go to the, there's one more interesting thing that I want to say. Nobody knows that how far will this pandemic go. The government has said that even BSc, MSc microbiology students will be used for the help of the main microbiologist. So this is the condition where the pursuing students will also be used. But if the students say, no, we have not passed out, or a dental intern says, no, we have not graduated, we need to get ready. Then the government has designed curriculum, understanding your needs, understanding your level of absorb, like how well you can absorb. That is how they have made it. Specialized people have made it. I request everyone to go through into whatever category they feel, what is best suited for them. And this is a little specialized branch, clinical management in COVID. They want, they're not just training school teachers, they're also training webinars. There are continuous webinars for physicians in different medical colleges. Just a minute, I guess there's a little missing here. And we also have page number. Even for management students we have, for architect students we have, for all the university students. Is it visible from your end? Hello? Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Sir, the pages are empty.
No, I guess it is visible. Okay.
Till page 5 is visible. Beyond page 5 shows empty.
But yeah, the last few pages are for the management school. Like these all are links. Even management student, architect student, all the discipline students can participate and learn from these videos, so that they initially get prepared, so that no too much of contact classes are required for them, not too much of practical classes are required for them. Suppose if at all you get prepared with these video lectures, there may be 1, 2 or 3 hours of lectures or practical demonstration required, and then you are equipped to get, and then you will be ready to use, right? Then the government can actually employ you and let you help in the pandemic. That is possibly the most important thing. And of course, fear is the killer. Do not get, do not have the stigma that corona is going to do a lot of damage. It is, but we need to be very alert. We need to learn right things. There are many people, they just know PP, but PP has too many parts. And let me tell you one very interesting story of yesterday. This lady who went to this emergency, all of a sudden, this 5-7 doctors, all senior professors, they went inside that positive area wearing all PPEs. Possibly after 40-50 minutes, when these 2-3 doctors came back, they were sweating like anything. Staying into a PPE is tough. 3-4 days back, one of the nursing staff who was inside the positive ward fainted. But yes, there's a lot of things to be appreciated. I informed my director, and immediately, probably next 2.5 hours, there was a closed room there. They did put an AC there for the nursing staff. Every 15-20 minutes, let them go and sit there for 5-10 minutes. There are 4-5 staffs. We need to work as a team. We need to understand each other. Administration is not a single-way communication. In healthcare, in other things, I don't know. I'm not the expert, but into healthcare administration, it is always a two-way communication. And that is really important. My crux of the story is make yourself available. That is most important thing. If at all you're into healthcare, please come forward. We require people. That is most important thing. And one more thing that I want to share is, I'll be taking all the questions if possible, like anything you can ask, we'll be answering everything. Yeah, so this is the contact number, the most reliable source of information, right? And this is the possible, see how the system works. When I joined in, I possibly, after 10 days, the director called me up and said, come down. I said, what happened, sir? Like, then he asked me to present this discharge slip to the patient. And that was really a very proud moment. When somebody of very high hierarchy applauds your work, you get inspired. I was so happy that day that every contribution matters. These are those patients to whom I was talking every day, but I had not seen their face. They also knew me when directors introduced me that I am the in charge for the control station. That is what is, so we should applaud everyone. Not just in hospital, even if at all you're putting up into a community or into a society, if you see a healthcare worker, be it a driver, be it an ambulance driver, be it a nursing staff, be it anybody, show your regards to them, tell them that you feel proud of them. That is important. That actually helps mentally, and there's a lot of mental strength required. And most important thing, this is possibly this here, sir next to me is Dr. Master. We happen to be his student in Sharjah, and there he's here for the medicine, and I'm working under him. Again, this is day 2, where these patients discharged. This is all I have the good memories, and there is just one urge. Please, please, please get yourself trained, make yourself available. Sitting back home is also a contribution, but at least all those who are not coming out because of fear. If you are capable but may not be coming out of fear, let me tell you, don't get fear. If at all you are capable, your capacity is needed. Healthcare requires you. Get yourself armed. Do not just walk in. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि उठ के आगे सीधा. हमें पता होना चाहिए हमें क्या नहीं आता है, and we should know that हमें क्या आता है. Have a very clear demarcation. This is what I know, and this is what I don't know. Once you know what you don't know, so the chances of performing error will reduce. Okay, so that is all the experience that I want to share from the particular last 10-15 days. Anybody who wants to have the link of the particular slide, write to me or contact ID, Rohit sir, Monica ma'am. I'll be sharing the entire detail. And if at all somebody wants to get trained, we have an entire team of the ENT surgeons, physicians. They're going to train. And it is all free. There's no money required. We just need people who can passionately volunteer. I know a few of my juniors from Maulana Azad. They also called me, we want to volunteer, where to go. I said, okay, do one thing. Directly go and meet the CMO of your district. They said, will they entertain us? I said, oh, what will happen? Either they'll say no or yes. Day one, they went and met somebody. They said, no, we don't know how to absorb. We don't know whether it be possible or not. Second day, they called me. I said, okay, go and meet the district magistrate, meet the DM, and tell them that you have this capacity. DCI has given on the written that, these all things can be performed by a dentist, probably screening and going door to door and for checking. So these are possible things supported by DCI. That fellow went, and yes, the district magistrate could understand the entire thing, and I guess 8 of them have been regularly working with the district magistrate, and they have screened more than 15,000 patients. We need to come out, but well prepared. Help if at all you know somebody who is into quarantine, if at all you know somebody who is a positive patient, talk to them. Just do not talk to them about corona. Talk to them good, something different, so that we just do not increase their anxiety. That is most needed. That is what my personal experience is. We need to share positive stories that are most important. One important thing that I do every day is I'm also in the Hero group. Hero is the group where we have added all the patients into one group where they can write their complaint or compliments or everything, and we make sure that everything gets sorted in 5 minutes. In that group, every day when we release our patients, I do not share that picture immediately in the group. Every morning I get up around 5:30. I spend this 15-20 minutes Googling, taking out good thoughts. Then I use one of the picture of the last day and I post it in the group saying that, these are the patients that got discharged yesterday. Please be patient, be positive, we'll be discharging you soon. We need to have positive communication, a two-way communication, that is most important. Probably I'll be taking up more questions. This is my apron, and we have this photograph of my college memories. And this is my email ID, and probably somebody rightly said that I is replaced by we, even illness becomes wellness. So that is most important. Anybody who wants to join in and get armed in this pandemic can write to me. My email ID is rahulsingh.publichealth@gmail.com, or you can contact your school, concerned faculties. We'll be more than happy, and we'll help you in all the possible capacities to get trained, and possibly also wherever, like even NGOs are working a lot. Once you're equipped, you can be of use to anybody. Please come forward, get trained. Sitting back, for elderly people, I understand. For faculties, please write something very powerful so that you inspire students. So I guess for every one of us into healthcare, and all those who are not into healthcare, a lot of community participation is important. A lot of positive communication is important. And possibly we should be more accountable for our own act. So possibly that is, I'm open for questions if anybody wants to ask anything. Thank you very much.
So, Dr. Rahul, can you probably stop sharing your screen so that you can have your full screen?
Yeah. Am I visible?
It was a really wonderful presentation, and like you rightly said, like if you reply, the illness becomes wellness. That's a very positive note, and thank you for that, sir.
Well,
We are open for questions. You can post in the Q&A panel, uh, uh, and I will see. There's a comment from M. Saad. Thank you, sir, for wonderful insights in lecture. Regards. Siddha, sir, any comments from you?
Yeah, thank you so much. On behalf of School and of Dental Sciences, Sharda University, I would like to extend very warm thanks to Dr. Rahul, who's taken out time and addressed this very important issue to all the interns and the students. I think right from beginning, I've always been telling Dr. Rahul from his first days that he had a lot of potential, and I observed it many times that he will really outshine everybody, and he has proved me that, and all of us in Sharda University, that he is a basically multi-talented and multitasker right from his student days, and he is showing his abilities now, and I am really
thank you.
proud of you, and all of us are proud of you. And I think the most important message what he's given today is to all the students and interns and everybody listening is that fear has to be one has to get out of that fear psychology, and
Exactly.
we must try to contribute to this pandemic, because as we all know, this pandemic, we don't know when it's going to end, and each one of us, especially in the healthcare, may be required, or I think will be required anytime. So one must get out of this fear psychology, train yourself, enhance your skills, and be ready, or not only to volunteer, or be ready to be called whenever the time rises. I think that's the crux of the situation. Thank you, Dr. Rahul. It was a wonderful and inspiring
Thank you.
lecture.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I would again invite questions if at all somebody has some questions.
And if anyone wants to come on speak, you can raise your hand. I can bring you on panel.
I am not able to see the participants. Is there any option that I can see the participants?
You just click on the participants at the bottom. You can see them. Participants
Okay.
icon, 68.
Okay.
And you see panelists and attendees. There are two types.
Okay.
Are you able to see that now? So,
Okay. I can see a lot of my faculty members,
yeah.
I am really thankful, and let me tell you very proudly that my faculties have always outperformed, be it was Sharda or be the place where I am. Luckily, I am probably blessed that I always met the best of the faculties.
I think we all, faculty and students, must inspire each other. We should learn from everybody. I mean, it's not only the students or juniors learn from the seniors. Even the seniors learn a lot of things from juniors or from the students. I mean, in both ways. That's what I think.
That is important, sir. That is important.
Yeah, we learn from, all of us learn from each other at every point in life. I mean,
And we should keep it.
and that concept of senior, junior, and student, faculty is now, it's not that relevant. I mean, there are lots of things we can learn from each other, especially in trying times like these, when there's a global pandemic going on. I mean, anybody can bring out a solution or do something different. It's totally that this thing is there.
And the most important need of art is to be multi-skilled. multi-skilled and be somebody of of use, so that you have the multidisciplinary experience. Even the UGC has approved 2 degree courses. Monica ma'am, if at all I'm wrong, please correct me. 3 days back, UGC have come up with a protocol that one can pursue 2 degree courses.
2 degrees, yes.
Yes. And that is the need of hour. Like if at all you are a dentist, you could be a good manager, and that is what probably I'm doing. Whatever. So that, and one can be good at too many things. We need to explore everything.
Yes, multidisciplinary is the need of the hour. Multidisciplinary,
that is
definitely.
That is required. That is required. And I request my faculty members, please write positive stuff. Please write blogs. Please write things that inspire students. The way I am proud of my faculties, let these students after 10 years, when I was in 2009, and this is 2020, let these students feel the same thing the way you all have inspired us. So possibly there's a lot of things to be done from the faculty's end. A lot of things needs to come from the students' end. And this amalgamation, or maybe the two-way communication is very important. And get prepared. Probably just after this webinar, I'll be going back to my workplace. Be available, get trained. Pandemic needs you. Do not sit back. अगर इतना बोलने के बाद भी अगर आप नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, the government has made videos for you. Every possible person is doing everything. Make use of these opportunities, and you will really feel proud. Even if you make a difference in one man's life, you are really going to feel proud. No matter you are from which particular course, mass communication, engineering, dental, medical, physiotherapy, MBA, any course. Even counselors, even psychologists, people pursuing MBA psychology can help. Understand your limits, go beyond your limits, procure that skills, and be ready. So that is all from my end.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul. I would invite, I think there's not many questions from the audience here. Monica ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Rahul, Dr. Rahul. I haven't taught you, but it's always been a pleasure listening to the alumni of Sharda University. I've been working since long, and I feel that calling alumni and getting their insights has always been very valuable. And I believe our faculty members and especially our students get a lot of experience. They're basically able to connect directly with the alumni. And we should have more of these webinars, and we've started it. And I'll request the deans are also to have these like types of webinars, and maybe when COVID is over, we can have live, or we can call our alumni to share their experiences. And yes, I agree with you that we need to be multi-skilled in management. I'm a management faculty. So the time has come that one needs to be multi-skilled. We cannot survive with only one skill. So thanks a lot, Dr. Rahul. Thank you. Dr. Siddharth. Thanks to all the faculty members of School of Dental Studies and all the students and participants. And we love to have more webinars like this from the alumni itself. And we love to have more alumni on this portal and joining us soon. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And thanks our team for helping us organize such a lovely webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to VAV team, and thank you to the alumni cell. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Rohit. Thanks, Dr. Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Rohit, for helping me out for all this arrangement. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much. Yeah.